I love it. Right. Okay. Good. So you'll need your rocket thing. So this is really just an intro for the people who are watching this on catch up and watching a bit later. Welcome. What we're doing, this is a flash mob event, and that means very short notice. And we're going to be doing a lot of these in 2021, okay, through leadership gigs. And this one, we're just MOT. We're just going to be MOTing one of your products and services, okay? And the reason why I'm doing that is because things have changed a little bit because of COVID, right? The way we're showing up online is a little bit different, okay? People are, their buying behaviors haven't changed much, but they've changed a little bit, where the key thing they're looking for is they're looking for personal relevance, and they're looking for engagement, and they're looking for more personalized engagement, right?
Good.
Right. So it's not so much whether you go avatars work or don't work. Avatars do work, but gearing your promotions more personally works better. So this is a real, if you like, it's a little bit of a little workshop or a masterclass workshop in how to do this. This is what I've been doing with clients all this year. It's just been working. So I thought, look, I charge a lot for this, but I thought, no, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it as a Christmas present, so that you can play with it, right? So what you need, and seeing as, look, this is a brilliant, because we're going to be testing it on you, Fanny, testing it out. You'll need your rocket, or in this case, you just need, if you're doing the following along with us, you need a piece of, paper, okay? And what you need to do is simply just.
Do I need a ruler?
No, you don't need a ruler. Just divide your page up into 4 quarters. That's it. That's all you need to do, right?
Done.
Okay. So the way we start about this, and you might just want to think. So the starting question is, think about everything that you sell.
Yeah.
Right. Think about everything you sell, and pick one of those things that you'd like to sell. Just one.
Okay.
Right. You got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is one I did earlier. Okay.
Oh my Lord.
Right. And what he picked was he's in the catering business, and one of the products that they sell is a 30-person event, and it's for corporates. So basically, let's say that you're working for a finance company or whatever it is, and as he explained it to me, they might be on a wage of 150 to 250,000 a year with bonuses and blah blah blah. The company does anywhere between 100 to a billion revenue, and so a 30-person client event is where they bring along their clients to a dinner, and it's a catered event, and he actually does it. So he gets a lot of inquiries from people who say, we want to do an intimate dinner, right, for 30 people, 30 of our top clients, right? That's the product he picked.
Okay.
Okay. So now the question I've got to ask you is, are you comfortable in sharing, because I'm going a workshop with you, are you comfortable doing this out loud and on recording here? So okay, great. Okay. So pick a product that you've got that you sell. You say it might be one that you sell a lot of. It might be one that you don't sell a lot of, but you'd like to sell a lot of, particularly in 2021. What would it be?
Okay, well, the one that I would really like to do is the Loving Me, Loving My Money course program.
Yeah.
Which I literally just got the last cohort on, and I wanted to make some changes to it in 2021.
Yeah.
To make it easier for me to sell and run.
Yep.
So I've got some ideas. I've got the idea of how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually done it in that way before.
Okay, great. So it's a new format for the Loving Me, Loving My Money course. Okay, great. So I'm just going to make this really, really super easy for you. I want to give you a couple of little icons that you can put up on so that you know what we're talking about here. Just little icons, so when we get to them, it'll make life particularly easy when we come back to them. So if you look at your 4 pieces of paper, you've got in this top corner here, you've got a little stick person. Could be a man or a woman, I don't care.
You want me to put that in?
Yeah. Just stick person, right?
Yeah.
And over here, this looks like a gift. We've just come out of Christmas, so it's a gift wrap with a nice little bow on top.
Yeah.
Okay. And down here we've got like a tick box, and then we've got a heart over here.
A heart.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay. Now you'll see that already I've written product. So the gift is your product.
Okay.
It's what you're going to sell. In this case, it's the Loving Me, Loving You workshop.
Loving Me, Loving My Money
workshop. Okay.
Program.
That's what goes over in that sheet of paper over here. That's where it goes up here. See?
Program, not workshop, but yeah.
Yeah, workshop program, whatever. Yep.
Yep. Okay, got it.
Whatever the name is, that's where you put your course up there.
Done
okay,
it.
So let's just start with that for a start off, right? What exactly is it?
It's a 90-day program to help non-money managers become excellent money managers.
And you know what I'm going to do here to make this nice and easy? What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen, and I'm going to do this on the iPad so that you can see the same notes that you'd be writing, I'm going to be writing, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to share my screen. Hang on.
Are you writing on your iPad?
I'm going to write on my iPad. Right?
I've got one of those things as well. I mean, I've got a different kind of pad. They're bloody brilliant, aren't they? So you can do on-screen demos. I love them.
That's it. Here we go. I'm going to do an on-screen demo. That's exactly what I'm going to do, right? So
I got one of those little beauties.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Screen mirroring. Looks like we're going. It's thinking about it.
Look, I got one of those.
Oh, nice. What is it?
It's a game on, but you do a pen, and it's the same thing. You just bring up PowerPoint, and you can just I can draw on any screen.
Yeah.
I don't have to do any of the mirroring stuff.
Right. We'll just see if
I've lost your screen now.
Yeah, I'm just see if I can share that now. Let's see what we got. Okay, it wants to. It's connecting. Here we go. Great.
Yeah.
It's connecting. Here we go. Okay. Hey, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
MacBook Pro.
Yep. Okay, and we'll go to a new document.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Paper. Boom. Okay.
Oh, yellow piece. Oh, nice. Okay.
Like a legal notepad.
Like a bullet journal.
You've got it very much. Okay. So, and again, I'll just make sure the pen works. So if we
there you go. Look at that.
Right, and then over here. Right. Okay. So we had. Oh.
You could just put LMLMM if you want.
Product.
Yeah. Little gift box.
A little gift box, right? And we've got the product is.
Just put LMLMM.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do. Beautiful.
Okay, got it? Right.
Yeah.
And you said it's a 90-day program.
Yeah.
Okay, what exactly do I get in the 90 days? Is it once a week? Is it what's the FaceTime with this? The the contact time.
It's okay. So you get access to the course, an online course, which is on Kajabi, with videos and downloads and PDFs and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Taking you through 9 units, soon to be 10. And then you get access to a WhatsApp group. And then you also get 1 hour weekly with me on Zoom as part of a group.
Great. And I'm assuming that's like a scheduled time. It's not pre-recorded. It's live.
It's like, oh yeah, absolutely live. So it's like a drop in. You don't have to come, but
Yep.
you'd be a bit silly not to really.
Right. Okay.
And that's for like accountability questions, all that sort of thing. And those are recorded. Those sessions are recorded, and then they are uploaded into a community part of Kajabi for people to watch.
Okay. So yeah, so it goes to Kajabi.
Yeah, although I might actually stop that.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I tell you why. So the way I used to do it was that I would get together a group of between 15 and 20 people to run the program, so that they would all get to know each other, and and therefore they would pass some quite personal stuff between each other. So for instance, when we had things about our money stories, we had a lot of tears and all that kind of stuff. But the way I'm thinking of running it in 2021 is, rather than getting a group of 15 to 20 together first, is actually just have it as an ongoing, and people can join whenever they want to.
Okay.
Because if not for me, because what I'm finding for me is that I've got to keep on getting a group together, and then it's some people ready to start, some people aren't, and it's
okay. So you've been doing an
bloody
intake.
hard work.
You've been doing an intake model.
I've been doing an intake model, but I don't want to do an intake model.
You just want to do a revolving topic model where you just come in and just join in wherever you come in. That's where you come in. Great. Okay. Yeah. And I'm assuming you're actually going to cover off on these 10 units.
I'm going to what?
You're going to cover off those 10 units of thing. Those 10. You said it's 10, made up of 9 currently, but it's going to go to 10 units.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. All right. So it might be it just might be an ongoing model. It goes for 90 days, blah, blah, blah. Great. Okay. Okay. So the first insight is I've got an insight about what we're doing here. What's your insight about what I just did there? What did I just do?
To work out what the gift is to the client and what's in it for them.
It's just what's included.
Yeah, what's included.
What do I get, right? What's the inclusions, right? That's all we're trying to find. It's really, I'm asking you to describe it.
Yeah.
Okay. Unpack it. Describe it. Okay. Get the idea?
Yeah.
That's all we're doing here. Describe it. And it's almost like features.
Yeah. Features and benefits.
Yeah, features. Just stay with features for the moment. If you were doing let's say that you're doing a Facebook ad and you said, okay, here's what you get. You get 90 days, online thing. It's a Kajabi network, 10 units. We cover off on 10 units. Plus you get 1 hour Zoom live with me. You get the WhatsApp support group. You get Q&A, blockbusters, that sort of stuff.
Oh, and the access to the units, the material.
Yeah.
They keep access to that forever.
Right. So it's okay. So you've got.
So it doesn't get taken away.
So you can go back and review it at any time.
Yeah, lifetime access.
Lifetime, there it is. Lifetime.
And if they want to continue with the calls, they want to continue afterwards, there's a monthly subscription for the calls.
Right. Then plus subscriber model.
Yeah.
Post course. Okay. What's that worth? By the way, how much do you charge for this course? If you want to say, if you don't want to share, that's okay.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind. So for the 90-day course, so the 3-month membership, which is the 90-day course, is £250 a month.
Yep. Per calendar month. Yep.
Yeah, and then if they want to carry on with the calls after that, it's £55 a month.
Great. Okay. Good. Get the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're doing this and you're following along later, that's what you would do in that first box. Now, actually, it's not the first box we're filling in. We're filling in the second box, right?
Yeah.
There's actually box number 2, right? Box number 1. Okay. I wonder if you can see where I'm going to go next. I wonder if you can figure out what I do. What's obvious where you need to go next.
I would say probably box number 1, because you're going to ask me who it's for.
There it is. So this is not only who is it for, and this is the key word.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one of the big lessons I learned this year, right? You can say who it's for generally. This is why I switched from avatar. I've moved away from the avatar model. Avatar is pretty good to put you in the ballpark, right? But I want you to imagine once you get inside. I went to New York and I went and watched a baseball game, and I went with a group of people, right? Generally, I went with a bunch of people, but then I ended up talking to a couple of them. So it was, who exactly do I want to sit next to, and who exactly do I want to talk to, etc. So this is exactly. So let's just unpack that from it. Who exactly is this for? Who's it best suited for? Who's this right for?
It's best suited for women.
Yeah.
Especially women who have set up their own business. I left the corporate job and set up their own business.
Yep.
They very likely had an identity shift when they've left their corporate job. So from going from the confidence of being able to deliver their job to work in the corporate world, they've now come out and they're now having to sell themselves. So they're having to go, right, it's me now, and I'm really good at this. And so they're a bit frightened. So they've actually, as when it comes to money, they've lost their confidence with money. They're not managing their money. They're probably not earning enough either, or if they do, it's patchy. And they're not managing their money in their business really at all. And they have a bit of a weird relationship with money going on because they've come out of the corporate world and they don't really know how it fits with them in the business world. And I know this because it's exactly what happened to me.
Yep. Okay. So I'm just writing down the key points that you just gave me there, right?
And they're really pissed off with themselves because it's a huge obstacle in front of them that they want to remove, but they can't do it on their own. They don't know where to start or how.
Don't know where to start, right? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to think, this is the beauty of having a little device like this, is I'm going to get you to think that you're going to actually create 2 columns.
Look at that.
Right? So this is, I'm going to just give this column number 2. This is really column number 2.
Yeah.
Right? And over here is going to be column number 1. So column number 1, let's give it a nice purple color here from it.
Why doesn't my sheet ever look as nice as yours?
Because I've been doing a lot longer and I'm just a star and I'm on more drugs. So so column number 1 is, think of it like this. Firstly, always when you do this activity, Fanny, start with, what do I like about these women? What do I like about them? What do I know about them? So we know they're women. We know they're ex-corporate. Are they smart? Are they clever? What are they? Qualified? What are they? Let's go with what you know that's good about them. Really, really, they've got this nailed.
I like about them that they're spunky enough to have left the job and actually set up their own business.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they have already taken a huge honesty step to fess up that they can't do this on their own.
Yeah. And they're smart enough to seek help.
They're smart enough to seek help. What else do I love about them? I love the fact that they're interested in their finances.
Yep.
Yep. What do I love about them? I love the fact that I believe totally that I can help them.
Yep. But stay with them. I mean, are they qualified? Are they smart? Are they ambitious? Are they family orientated? What do we get the idea?
They're not wildly ambitious.
No.
They're looking, well, they're not, if I was to look at money types, which is really an easy way for me to do it with them, they're innocent fools, probably, with a bit of victim. They're not tyrants.
So stay with what you like about them.
That's what I do. So they're very smart people. They want to get a lifestyle business. They're not there to take over the world. They want to be able to manage their money, and I love the fact that they tentatively want to be excellent money managers, but they have no idea how. So for instance, they've got what do I say I love about them?
You get the idea. It's I'll tell you why we do it this way. Because when I hear people talk about their clients, they usually start with what's wrong with their client.
Okay.
Right? And what they tend to do is you tend to file it away or totally ignore it altogether. The fact is they're actually quite smart people.
Yeah. Definitely
right?
smart people.
And so sometimes what I hear when I hear people talk about their customer base, quite often they're quite disparaging about them. And to me, that's not a good recipe for setting up a new product when you think already, yeah, these guys are dummies, right? So I always, with my clients, I start from the thing of they're really smart, clever, ambitious people. They've got some success under their belt. They know what's what. They've been around, etc. Get it? Okay.
Yeah, it's like they've sort of gone, right, well, if I'm going to be successful, I've got to get this money thing sorted
You got
out.
it. Yeah. So this is where we get the phrase "and yet."
And yet.
So they're really clever, and yet there's an identity shift, and yet they now realize they've got to sell themselves. They're a little bit frightened. They've lost a little bit of confidence with money. They're a bit patchy around the money piece. They're not managing their money that well. They've got may even have a weird relationship with money. They're a little bit peed off with themselves, with their own lack of knowledge and skill around this. Get it?
Yeah.
See? So the point is, if you actually go in with your marketing with you guys are blah, 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 and you and I both know these schools of thought, which is the way I sell you something is to just absolutely just sell you fear that you're an idiot. Unless the rhetoric is, unless you do this, you're an idiot. And you'll never succeed. That's the way we've seen a lot of stuff done online, right? Yeah. Okay. This is the opposite to that. It says, firstly, I respect the fact you're smart enough, right? You're a really clever person. There's nothing wrong with you, right? You're doing the best you can, and yet there's stuff that you want to figure out still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So that's quite good. It could also mean too that they've got, like they might have goals that they want to achieve, for example. Maybe they've got goals they want to achieve. Maybe they
they have got goals they want to achieve. They want to be able to run a profitable business.
Yep.
The way that they not being in a job, the way they want to do it.
Yeah, and I think you said too, for them, a big driver is they want to get that lifestyle nailed down.
Yeah, and the thing is that they're really clever at what they do.
Yep.
And they're very good at what they do. But the thing that's holding them back from the success of it is the belief in themselves, and also the belief in themselves and how to actually physically look after their money. And what I find is that if I can help them to be confident and competent with looking after their money, everything else seems to change.
So you change their belief in their skills.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Great. Okay, so let's just take a pit stop for a moment, and remember we're not going to go more than an hour on this, so we're going to finish at 3, right?
All right.
Okay, so what have you noticed from doing this activity? What have you learned, or what have you noticed?
It's just always great breaking things down, isn't it? But it's about, well, I guess then for me, selling loving my money, I haven't done it as directly as this before.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean now that you're looking at this? What does that mean, by the way?
Well, it means that I've got a niche that I can literally target.
Okay. How would you exploit this? And I use exploit in the technical sense.
Exploit those two boxes.
Yeah.
How would I exploit?
What are you going to do differently?
What am I going to do differently? Well, I would target my marketing to that exact person, which I haven't done before.
Yep.
It looks like I've made the decision that it's for women, which I hadn't before.
Yep.
What else am I going to do differently? I'm not sure.
No, you're doing really well. That's probably all you need to think about at this point in time, right? Just going to move this down here because I just want to give you a pro tip. Okay, so we'll give green as the pro tip, right? Okay, let's say that, let me ask you this. what's your preferred way of reaching these people?
Well, they're open to can of worms.
Yeah.
So as far as social media is concerned, what I'm trying to do is to attract people to the Loving Me, Loving My Money Facebook group.
Yeah. So you're using Facebook?
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
LinkedIn.
Okay. So right there, again, if you're watching this, right, that would be something you'd want to test. Which one draws the audience that you want, right? Facebook versus LinkedIn. Great. All
Okay.
right. So so it would suggest that you might, for example, set up a spreadsheet, and when you run a little campaign, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, you then see which ones actually performing the better for me. Is it Facebook or is it LinkedIn? Right. Get the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the pro tip. You said that this is women, right? But let's say that it was also for men.
Yeah.
Okay. What age group are we talking about, by the way?
28 to 45.
Okay, 28 to 45. Great. All right. So the pro tip would be, rather than you going out with a blanket ad, which is loving me, loving my money program, blah, 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 right? You might go professional women, or go back and do another one later called professional men and see which one, do a split test, A versus B, right? Because people think, well, okay, I've only got one chance at this. No, the great thing about Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and things like that is different people come online and read stuff at different times of day. For example, I have a product for people who can't sleep, for executives who cannot sleep because of their stress. They're insomniacs. I know for a fact they're not looking at social media at 9 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They're looking at it at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
2 a.m. Sorry, 2 a.m. in the morning, right? So I schedule my posts for 2 a.m. Get it? And
Yeah.
it's just insomniacs, professional insomniacs, or people, business people with insomnia. So I will actually test business people with insomnia, right? Or business people with anxiety, for example, right? Or I will test new leader. And I know that new leaders are looking at around about 2 p.m. I've just learnt that by tracking, setting up a spreadsheet and looking at when people came on board. When did I start getting most? When did I schedule it, and when did I leave it? Get the idea? There's a little project. So not only A/B split test, but also you can split test it. That's just the message, but you can also split test your times and your channels, right? So you, instead of going, I've got to get one thing right, no, you can try this. The same thing, Loving Me, Loving My Money program is the product, but you can split it at different times a day for different targets. Okay. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Okay. So let's go to the next one. We're going to do number 4 last. Okay. Number 3, we might take a little bit of look at, I cheekily wrote down copyright. You know why I did that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I probably do know why you did that.
Yeah, people in leadership gig knows exactly why I did that. Right. Okay. Because I'm a cranky old coot. That's why I did it. Right. Because that was a big lesson I learnt this year. Put copyright on every damn thing. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at number 3 here. And number 3 really, right, is an extension of number 2.
Okay.
Okay. So it is called performance.
Performance.
Yep. And performance is really, this is sort of like, what do I get? This box up here is about what do I get? You know, what's included, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But this one is, what does it do? And that implies for me.
Okay.
Right? What does it do?
you want me to tell you?
Yeah, no, I don't want you to say any more. We'll wrap it up right now. Of course, I want you to tell me. There's a bit of theatre, right? Okay, so just think about this course. Somebody's looking at your ad and they're going, because we talked about the ad, right? You're offering here. The question is, okay, what does it do? I do this course. What does it do?
Okay, so what does it do? It's well, first of all, we find out where what's stopping you from managing your money. First of all, so first of all, we launch into what we call money mapping, which is basically looking at how you earn and how you spend your money.
Right, and just talk it from their perspective. So you're going to create a money map. Good.
We're going to create a money map, which is where you map now
earnings and spendings. Yep.
Yeah. If money mapping makes you want to vomit.
Yep.
Or run away and hide.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can switch you onto plan B, which is where we look at your relationship with money first.
So you're going to figure out your relationship with money.
Going to figure out our relationship with money, introduce you to what the money types that I use, and use those.
So you're going to learn about money types. Yep.
Yep. Learn about the money types.
Yep.
And then work on becoming a money magician.
A money magician. What else does it do? So I'll learn how to be a money magician. Good. What else?
You get your money map.
Mm-hmm.
You'll start tracking your money.
So you'll learn how to track money.
Yep.
Yep.
You'll learn how to pay off your debts fast.
Yep. What else?
You'll learn how to care for your credit score. You'll set financial goals or a financial destination as to where you want to get to.
Yep. What else?
You'll be able to start investing. So you'll learn about investing.
So be investor ready.
Yep.
Yep. What else?
You will become.
What does it do?
It will make you into a confident, excellent money manager.
Yep. What else?
Oh my God. It put you in a place where you can talk about money, whereas you wouldn't before.
How do you mean? Talk about money?
Yeah. So if money gives you the ick, which it gives a lot of people, you'll be able to see what other people are doing and openly discuss it with them, so that you'll know that you're not alone.
It might be conversations around money with a significant other, for example.
With who?
Significant other.
Absolutely.
One of the things I notice with people is, and you may have noticed this too in your experience, there are people who've got massive credit card problems and their partner doesn't know about that.
Yeah, financial infidelity.
Oh,
that's what it's called.
Wow. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Financial infidelity?
Yeah.
Bad thing.
Why?
Why? Because because what you want to be financially intimate with your partner, not have financial infidelity. But that's more on the couples course than on this one, to be fair.
Yeah, but obviously you're creating that degree of honesty around money anyway.
Absolutely.
Right. What else? What else do I get? I get to be more honest. Well, more honest could also be more what?
Open.
More open. Realistic. I know people who want money stuff, but you know what? They're about 150,000 miles away from being realistic about what's going on. They won't even tell the truth about what's going on. They won't face the truth, right? So maybe what they get is they get
clarity.
To face.
They get clarity and certainty.
Face the truth.
Because if they follow the steps, if they follow the units as it goes through, if they follow it, at the end of it, they will be an excellent money manager. Because there isn't any other way to do it. There's nothing missed.
So if you follow the steps, you'll be an excellent money manager. Okay, so if you actually follow the units, do you have to do the units in sequence?
No.
So you can start anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't suggest that you start anywhere, because really, if you want to get the benefit of the course, the best way to do it is to start with the money map, because if it takes 90 days to get the real habit embedded, if you can start with the money map and get that out of the way, then you could be running that whilst you're doing the other units.
Okay, so let's take a pit stop right here, okay, because we can keep going with this. What are you noticing?
It's a great course.
Yeah. What else are you noticing apart from your course? What are you noticing about what we're doing?
Just giving loads and loads and loads of just really unpacking it and actually making me think about it more as well, which is good.
Yep. See, it's all around this idea of performance. What does it do?
Yeah.
So again, here's the insight. What I find is when people are trying to sell something, right, they might go 1, 2, 3 obvious things, like what you get is you get a 90-day course, 10 units, blah, blah, blah. That's the features.
Yeah.
Right. That's not the reason why people buy it, though. They want to know, what does it do? That's what I get. I expect to get stuff. Right. I want to know, what's the performance? What's it going to do for me?
Yeah.
Right. What am I going to now? Let's just count them up and let's see how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So right now we've got 34 performance features.
What's quite interesting actually is that the bits that we did at the end about facing reality and getting the clarity and all that kind of stuff, to be honest, those are actually probably more important than the physical things in a way.
Why? More important?
Because well, because I think if you're talking to somebody who hasn't been managing their money and they've got maybe fear and anxiety around it, to start talking about money maps and tracking and all that kind of stuff is probably a little bit frightening for them. Whereas if you actually think about how they think about it emotionally, if you can give them the idea that they're going to feel so much better about it and they're going to actually feel that it's quite fun to do what we're doing, you know, you get right into it, and that you can actually enjoy it, rather than thinking, oh my God, I've got to go through this horrible process of learning how to budget, for God's sake.
So you're also almost like you get a state change. You're going to go from feeling really bad.
It's definitely a state change. And once you can, I personally believe that once you can change somebody's state into that, if somebody is happy managing their money and know that they have control of their finances, so many other things change for them in their lives. You know, go from victim to victor, mouse to master, all those kind of things, you know, because it's the big reality that if you're not managing your finances, you're missing out on stuff.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Look at the list of performance features. You don't have to read them. Just look at the length of the list.
It's long, isn't it?
It's incredibly long. Yeah. It's benefit, right? And we're up to 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. We're up to 43. So here's the point. You could, because you're recording, you can watch this back here. The bit I'm noticing here is when people start talking about what the performance benefits are, they naturally throw performance out on the table and then totally ignore the fact they've thrown out some really, really good benefits. Right? And they're thinking, oh, how could I spin this? But already we've got a wonderful narrative in here come unpacking itself just by the fact you're talking about it, right? You know, how you'll feel happier managing. You know, for me, that was a really big shift. You know, you're going to get this state change. You're actually going to feel happy about managing your money. You're going to be a lot more in control. You're going to go from victim to victor, right? You're going to start creating the lifestyle you actually want, right?
Yeah.
So we're at 43. Okay. So I could keep going with this, but this is your homework.
Yeah.
And And this is where people find me really, really super annoying, right? Super annoying, right? You want to get at least 100 plus.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to keep going. And I'm going to recommend that you just turn on your voice recorder and just record the conversation and get that transcribed, because that's probably really, really lots of really good content right in there.
And also for here, I could go over the reviews that people have written as well.
Brilliant. There it is. It's a great,
there's
a pro tip. There's a pro tip right there for
There's a
you.
pro tip, right?
Yeah. Read your reviews. Yep. Okay. Now the question is, why would you read the reviews? What's the benefit of looking at the reviews?
Because you can't really get much more real than that, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. So number one, it's real.
It also would give me, I don't know, why would I look at the reviews? Well, because that's what other people are going to see, aren't they, as well?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why would I look at the reviews? Why wouldn't you look at reviews? What a funny question.
No, but a lot of people have reviews, but they don't look at them. They look at them, but don't look at them. They don't analyze them. What would be the benefit of reading reviews? I'll give you a heads up. Number one, you'll see patterns.
Oh yeah, patterns. I've also been sending out a questionnaire as well to all the people on the course, asking them,
Yep.
So I'm looking at the answers of that as well, which is
You'll also find keywords.
Huh?
You'll also find keywords.
Ooh,
so let's say you do an ad and you're using your language. I'll give you an example. I used to sell, had a marketing company, and we advertised a development, a canal front, waterfront home development, and it was called Canal Waterfront Homes. When we spoke to Smart Money, they called it wet blocks. And just changing it from canal waterfront homes to wet blocks, right, leverage the result, because Smart Money buys wet blocks. They don't buy canal waterfront homes. They buy wet blocks, particularly if they've got a build on them, right? That's what Smart Money goes for. So we changed it to, we tested waterfront versus wet blocks, and wet blocks outperformed waterfront.
Yeah.
So keywords are really important. And then another thing is the sequence of the points that they give it. So you might give the sequence, but you give it backwards. But people are giving you reviews, giving the importance. When you look at a lot of reviews, you can see, how do they keep rolling out? Is there a pattern to the sequence of points that they make? And so you'd be stupid to go against that sequence.
Yeah.
Right. So as an example here, you might go, shoot, I want to be really happy managing my money. Right. But right at the top is, I've got a money map. You'll come up with you'll work out, figure out your relationship with money, right? But in actual fact, it might be, I lead with happy with managing your money, might be the thing that I test.
Yeah.
Right. Let's finish. Let's take this home now. Let's get to the last one. Now, the last one is probably the one that I think I would say you need to spend most of your time on.
Okay.
And because we started 7 past, we'll wrap up by 7 past. Okay.
Okay.
So now this, I want to give you a couple of caveats here, a couple of little stories so that you understand this bit. This is actually desire. Okay. Yeah. And it is different to need. See, I think everybody needs this course.
Okay.
It's a no-brainer, right? They need this course. But you and I both know, even though I have a book called The Multiply and Manage Your Money and The Money Chimp, and you know what? People need to read that book. Do you reckon they do? Even if I give it away,
no,
they don't read it, right? Even though they need it, and we've just come through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, we're coming into the January sales, where people are going to go out and spend money they don't have, and they're going to be paying them off till June next year on their credit card, and everything that goes with that. And you gave a really interesting stat of how much do people spend a day in millions in credit interest?
Actually, it's gone down to 124 million
a day.
Yeah, it was 139.
124 million a day. So can you see the argument for why they need it? But tell me, does that stop people blowing money on credit cards?
No.
No, clearly it doesn't, even though it's gone down. Still, it's 124 million a day, which is outrageous, right? That's actually outrageous that we spend. That's just in interest.
Back in 2012,
yeah,
it was well over 200 million a day.
Yeah,
it's actually gone down quite a lot.
Yeah, 200 million a day. Great. There you go. See, this is the argument for need, or they need it, right?
Yeah.
Problem with that is people don't respond to need. They buy it for their own reasons. So let's give you a case where you can sort of go, okay, I understand this. So in this one here, because it's Christmas and we've just come out of Christmas, right? And this is me. I put on £5 over Christmas, and I know the culprit is mince pies. Straight up and down. I look like a mince pie, right?
They're great though, aren't they?
Oh, I'll tell you what. I realise I've got an addictive personality for mince pies. I just love the thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so we know that in the UK, right, the weight loss business is a 6 billion per annum business. So people spend 6 billion on weight loss.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. What do they want? They want to lose weight. Okay. So this is the first thing, right? The desire is to lose weight. Right? They need to, but the desire is to lose weight. I want to lose weight. Right? Okay. And the question is, right, and this is the point I want to make about a desire, right? You do not have to create that desire. It already exists.
Okay.
And this is such an important point. If you miss this, then everything else I said today is just going to be wasted, right? You do not have to create the desire. It already exists. So, for example, if you did an ad campaign about why somebody, trying to educate somebody about why they should lose weight, you'd be wasting your time and money, because you don't need to create that market. It already exists. The desire for that already exists. Get it? They just want to know, how can I do it? What products out there are going to help me do that? Right? So this is probably the toughest part of this whole challenge here. And that is, what is the desire that already exists that you don't have to create? Because I see so many people waste their time trying to educate people about why they need to do something. So I just want you to think, what already exists there that you don't have to invent it, you just have to tap it. What's the desire?
They want to be rich.
Want to be rich. Great. Keep playing with this. The desire is, I want to be rich. Good. What else?
They want to be debt free.
So we've got a towards and we've got an away from, haven't we? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? I want to lose weight. I want to be rich. I want to be debt free. What else?
I want to be able to feel secure in my old age. I want to feel secure financially.
I want to feel secure financially. Great. I want, and notice there's a fear in there. That's an away from. I'm moving away from insecurity. Get it? Right. So towards it. That's me. If I put T for towards, and away from is A. Okay. So you'll know the notation, right? So I want to be rich is very much a towards one. We'll give it a different color. Towards. And I want to be debt free. Is that away from or towards? I want to move away from debt, right?
Yeah, away, yeah.
I want to move away from insecurity, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What do I want? What's
I
the
want
desire?
to feel happy. I want to feel happy about money.
I want to feel happy about money.
Because what I see is people just wanting to not have that horrible secret stressy feeling.
Versus secret stress, yeah.
Yeah.
So think of it like this, right? Just think of it like this. Let's say that there's, if you like, a functional need or a functional desire. And a functional desire would simply be, I want to learn some skills. I want to learn how to manage my money, right? See how those are
Yeah.
functional, right?
Yeah.
Right. And if you like, emotional payoff.
Yeah.
So if I was really skilled at managing my money, what would that mean about me? What would be the desire? I want to learn how to manage money, but I want to feel
Confident.
so it's almost like do and feel.
Clever.
I want to be confident. I want to be clever. I want to be smart with money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At peace.
At peace. Great. I want to relax.
Take away. Yeah. So what I find is that people have a lot of negative headspace, a lot of space that's used up negatively in their heads. It's just basically they want to switch it to positive thinking.
So I want to think
about all the things that they are, think positively about what they are doing rather than think negatively about
I want to think, I just want to
think
positive about money.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So let me stop there for a moment. Let's do a pit stop. Remember, here's the key point for this. Desire is you're tapping into something that already exists. You don't have to go create this. You just have to figure out what's the desire and then tap it. Right. So weight loss is people want to lose weight. I don't have to go create that market. I don't have to educate them. I just have to tap into the thing that they want, the thing they desire.
Yeah, you don't have to tell them that they're fat, do you?
No, you don't. See, and it might be I want to lose weight, but it might also be I want to look. You know, a lot of people who talk about weight loss is they've got summer goals.
Yeah, or what I call my pink jeans goal.
Yep. For me, it was pink jeans. Okay, so you've got the pink jeans there, right?
Have you got some pink jeans?
I have.
They are actually that colour, Andrew. That's what colour they are.
Pink jeans, right?
Yeah.
So I got my pink jean goals, right? But for me, it was my summer suit because I wanted to walk my daughter down the aisle a couple of years back, and I wanted to look really smart, right? I didn't want to look like a fat Freddy walking down the aisle with my daughter, right? I want to look in shape. I want to look the business. Get it?
Yep.
Right. Summer goals. I want to look good in a bikini. I want to look. We're going down to Cyprus for holiday. I want to lay on the beach and not feel self-conscious. Blah blah blah. Get it?
Yep.
Right. For me, I wanted to lose weight because I want to look the business. I want to feel. Get the idea? But I just I want to lose weight because I want to look the business. No one had to educate me about that. It already existed. It was just tapping in a desire I had. Right. So the challenge here, we could spend a lot of time on this, but the challenge here, folks, is you've got to think, what's the desire that you're trying to tap? Now, the great thing about these two lists, right? You got them side by side now, right? Sorry?
Yeah. I was just going to say, so you could say something like, the desire would be, I want to open up the credit card statement and know that I can pay it off in full that every month.
Yeah, I'm just in control of my money.
Yeah.
I'm in control of my credit card.
Yeah.
Great, right? I just don't worry about money.
Yeah.
It's the desire to stop worrying about money, right?
Yeah.
And I'll put stop worrying about money. So the thing I want you to get here, this is a lot of hard work. This is where people won't do the work, Fanny. They won't do the heavy lifting. They won't actually keep going and going and going and going. So I did some work earlier this year with a financial director, and we went through this activity. We firstly looked at everything that his product would deliver as a financial director, and then we looked at the desire that his clients were trying to tap, that he was trying to tap into, right? Now, here comes the last bit, and then we're going to wrap it up. You can't get all of this into an ad. And the secret, this is the pro tip here, because I'm going to just highlight this here, right? Do you remember how we said A versus B?
Yeah.
Split testing up here. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Split testing. So you do sort of roughly the same ads, but they're just slight differences on each one, and then you measure.
Great. Now, the second tool here is social media, right? Now, because social media is so fast, right? It's so fast, right? The half-life of a LinkedIn tweet is 3 seconds maybe, right? So it means that you can go and test stuff all day at different times of the day to see what's the best times to think and what things work best. So here's the challenge, and then we're going to wrap up on this, right? Otherwise, I'll give you too much good value, right? So,
Thanks,
so
Andrew.
you're welcome. Right. So here's the thing. The job now is if we're going to test, so here's the pro tip. And this is the big thing that I'm going to suggest to you, because this is what I do with my clients. Test stuff out, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to test, what you're going to be testing is one performance and one desire. So go with your gut here. What's one performance you think, out of all this big long list here, what's one you think, I reckon I'd love to test that? So you can only pick one. Which one would it be?
God, I'm trying to read the list now.
Why don't we pick the obvious one? Happy managing your money.
Yeah, happy managing your money.
Right. I'll just go back here. So we'll go, let's say it's this one, right? Happy managing your money. We're going to try that one, right? So you're going to set up let's say you're going to set up a little Facebook post or a LinkedIn post that's going to be about are you happy managing your money, or be happy managing your money? Something like that, right?
Yeah, you froze a little bit then.
Okay, how's that now?
That's better. So we say, are you happy managing money? Yeah.
Right. So you're going to turn that into some sort of headline. When I do a post on LinkedIn or Facebook, I always put a headline, because that hasn't changed. In fact, headlines are coming back into social media.
Yeah.
Right. And in the olden days, when I had an ad agency, the headline was the ad for the ad. If they didn't like the headline, they weren't going to read the ad.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So we got happy managing your money. Okay. Now let's have a look at the desire list, right? Which
do you
one
do that as a question, or do you just like?
You can do it as I think questions are good, because it gets people thinking, right? Okay. But you can test a statement against a question and see which one works the best. I have a friend of mine who tested 175 variations.
Wow.
On Twitter. And the ad, right, if you can imagine his Twitter thing, right, it had something like, there's the Twitter post, right, and it had a like that, right, bit of copy, right, whatever the number of characters were, with a link, and I think the links are always in that light blue thing. So you had a click here link, right?
Yeah.
So right now we know, firstly, is Google and Facebook and YouTube particularly, and also LinkedIn, look at dwell time. How much time did you spend looking? And they measure that in 3 seconds, 3-second intervals, right? Second thing they look at is click-through rate. So I saw it, did I click through to it?
Yeah.
So on Instagram, for example, what they do is they pass it out at 500 views, and they see what percentage of the 500 that got sent either increase their dwell time or click-through rate. And if it's a really small number, they stop pushing you, because their algorithm says we're going to push the winners. Right? So this is why we test stuff right now, because we're looking to get a winner, right? Once we get a winner, then we know that the algorithms on things like Facebook, Google, and LinkedIn will start pushing us more, right? Per 500, right? So click-through rate goes in there, and then again, it's watch time. So let's say you had a video, they measure that in 80% plus currently. So those 3 things: how long did you stay? Did you click through? And how much of the video did you watch, or how much did you read before you moved on? Get it? This is why testing becomes really, really super important. Okay. So we're going to test. So what most people do is they try and pitch everything. Right. So if remember I talked about insomniacs. If I said, look, I do leadership development, I do mentoring, I do people with stress and anxiety, I do insomniacs, I do that, right? That person's got to read through the whole shopping list before they get to insomnia. As opposed to, are you an executive who can't sleep? See, I've gone straight to it. I'm going to test that at different times of the day, right? So let's go over here. Let's go with yours. We just want to make sure we focus on yours. The first one is happy managing your money. Which one of these desires would you run with? The desire is to what?
The desire is this something that already exists.
Yeah, yeah. So which one would you run with in your little post, for example?
You want to be rich?
You want to be rich. Good. Now, here's the thing. I don't know whether those two will work, but neither do you.
No.
So you would construct something along the line of, and this is the format I want you to try with, right? And then we're going to finish up on this point. So the first thing that you're going to lead in with is the desire. Want to be richer. Want to be rich. Now, see, I've got two things I'd test there. Want to be rich.
I want to be richer.
So there's a split test, A versus B, right there that you could run with, right? Right? If you want to be rich or richer, right? The second part would be, right? And we're just going to go with what's there. You've got to be happy managing your money. Right? If you want to be rich or richer, you have to be happier. We know you've got to be happy managing your money. That's the lead into it, right? Now, here's the question. Have you even mentioned your product?
No.
No, right? So this is the thing that I'm finding working really, really well, particularly right now with things like Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., right? Because of the COVID. See, what we're doing is we're coming in at the level that they're already thinking about, desiring, right? You're coming in, you're starting with, even though we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We're actually going to start with, we're going to go work backwards, right?
2, 3, 2, 1.
So we're going to go desire to the performance. We're then going to go who's at 4 and then the product.
4, 3, 1, 2.
Yeah. Does it make sense?
Yep.
Right. So if you want to be richer and you want to be really happy managing your money, right, and you're an executive or you've just left a corporate thing and
you're a business owner.
Or a business owner, there's another split test. Then what did you call it? What was the thing? Manage, what was it? Love your money?
Loving me, loving my money.
Loving me, loving my money link.
Or something to get them onto my email list or something.
Whatever the call to action is. Now the call to action might be a landing page, for example.
Yeah.
Or you might want them to call you.
Yeah.
Or you might want to PM or DM you on LinkedIn or Facebook.
Yeah.
Whatever the call thing. Or, as you said, you might want me to subscribe to the free or join the free Facebook group, which is what I did with Multiply and Manage Your Money. That's what I did with that. Okay. That's what I'm doing with leadership gigs at the moment. If you want to do this, join leadership gigs, right? Now, rather than say join leadership gigs or get on that, right? That's what I want them to do, right? That's the last thing I want them to do. I want them to do this first. I want to tap into their desire. Then give them a performance piece. So this here, let's do it in red so we've got it. Firstly, state the desire, state the performance, right? State the person, and then state the desire. And the big lesson here is fall in love with testing.
Yeah.
love testing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you've now got the tools to test stuff. You've got the tools. Now, when I used to do A/B split testing in newspapers and magazines, it was very expensive because we had to pay for every per column centimetre. You can do this for free. You can do this on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Spreadsheet is a really big part of this.
Yeah, I've got a spreadsheet actually.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I suppose what I'm thinking of though is if you're going to slightly change things, you've got to put, what do you do? How long time do you leave between the testing?
Well, that's what you figure out.
Yeah.
So I test stuff. I've got a spreadsheet set up when I test stuff.
It's because especially if things are sort of like really similar.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. But see, it might be you might be testing headlines, or if you like, you might be testing the desire, and you might be testing the performance, right? But you also might be testing. You might be testing the niche, like who, right? You might be testing the time. You might be testing the platform. You know, is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Twitter? Is it Insta, etc.? Is it TikTok? Maybe. Who knows? Get it?
Yeah.
The time, and see if the who, the niche is, you know, what is it about them? And I gave you the example of insomniacs. And there's a lot of execs with stress at the moment. A lot of them with anxiety. But when are they awake? 2 a.m. Well, that's when I'm going to be testing that. And is that a male or is it a female? Is it someone who's in a corporate role or is it a biz owner? So you see the variables I've got to test there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to wrap up because I don't want to go too much longer on this, right? Because I'll give it to you. Just before I wrap up, and this is anybody who's watching this on the replay, right? If you got value today, right? The whole purpose of this is I charge for this, but if you got value for today, I am the chairman of Clear Sky Children's Charity. And right now we've come through lockdown number 2. I hate to say it, but domestic violence has been through the roof. The charity is set up to safeguard vulnerable children aged 4 to 12. Okay. And if you feel like I got value, I'd love you to donate something to Clear Sky Children's Charity. Just search for Clear Sky Children's Charity. There's a donate link. You can click on that. And every little bit really, really does help. We've got 154 therapists UK-wide who are flat strapped. So this really, really helps our program. So if you got some value today, that's what I'd love you to do with it. Okay. That's the ask at the end of this, right? There is another thing, and that is, right, if you are interested, and I've got some dates, I'm getting some dates together, but I've got a 6-week program on this as well. I'm actually going to go through this in greater detail. I'm going to unpack this. If you're interested in doing the 6-week program, let me know. Just drop me an email or drop me a direct message. Best way you can get me is at coachbiz@hotmail.com, or just contact me on LinkedIn. That's 2 ways you can get me. So see, I did the call to action there.
Very good.
Get it? Right. So let me finish on this point. What did you get out of today? And then we'll wrap. What did you get out of this?
I haven't unpacked this product this way before. I've done the one-to-one coaching, but I haven't done the product. So that was really good to do that. I think it's a nice way to look at it in those. I like the way breaking it down into the 4 sections, which is really, really good because you can, and also it's a great source of information for loads of social media posts, etc. And, you know, for all sorts of marketing bits and pieces.
I'm going to go with this third point you just said, right? Look at this. If you generate 100 performance pieces, remember we said we got to get to 100? So you end up with 100 of them, right? Every one of those could be a post. Every single one of those, every single one of these could be a post. You could do content around it. So there's a lot of content right here. There's also a lot of content over here.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
So it's content rich. That's good. It's great. That's a great insight. Yep. What else did you get? One more and then we're going to wrap.
Sorry, what else did I get? Well, I was thinking I actually quite like talking about it, which was really nice, because I think sometimes we sit here on our own, we don't verbalize it a lot. We sit here thinking, and it's quite nice to actually talk about it sometimes out in the open.
So I want to make a point here that leadership gigs allows you to have confidential and commercial in confidence conversations about the very thing we've been doing here. It's the point you're making, Fanny, that you can actually talk about it, and importantly, commercial in confidence. So you can actually unpack it. This is a big argument for leadership gigs, right? Because you get to actually find a buddy on there that you can actually jump on a Zoom call and unpack stuff, right? Particularly if I give you this format, you can just play with the format and see where you take it and have a running mate with it, right? So if you're interested in leadership gigs, and this is again another one of the things, then you can go to Facebook and you can search leadership gigs. There's no joining fee. You can just go in there. There's a great network in there, or you can go to LinkedIn, and there's also leadership gigs on LinkedIn. You can join a group on either of those. Just so you know, the Facebook group, the reason why we have the Facebook group is you're going to find a lot of products in there from people like Fanny who have got something that they can offer you, like it might be a product or a service that they can offer. And if you go on leadership gigs, you've got a lot of events, and this is where we promote the events and workshops. Right. So over Facebook's about the products, because you're used to buying stuff off Facebook, and LinkedIn is where you're going for knowledge, information, and skill building. Okay, so but you're free to join both of those. Just there's no cost at all whatsoever. The only caveat we say about leadership gigs is that if you do well, do good. Okay, so if you're doing
if you do well, if you do well, if
you do well, do good.
Oh yeah.
Donate some money to a charity or something like that. That's the caveat of leadership gigs. Okay, let's wrap up there. Stop share. Okay, great. We went a little bit over, but firstly, this is what I got from, I just want to give you some feedback. This is what I got. Number one, I love the fact that you played full out, right? When I work with a client, particularly on this stuff, right, people pay a lot of money to do this, right? And more often than not, what I'm doing is I'm trying not to get in the way, but I'm just asking questions that keep on flushing out the answers, right? Because what's more important is not what I think, but what you think. And so in this list that you gave me, there's plenty of content in there for you to play with, right? I know you need this, and I know people need this, right? The question though is, will they do something with it? Will they actually do the hard yards on this? Because there's a lot of heavy lifting on this, right? And a lot of people are put off by heavy lifting. They want it to be quick and easy, and they don't have to think too much about it. I hate to say it right now, you've got to think. You've got to think your way out of this mess right now we're in, okay? Yeah. You've got to really pivot. Pivot requires you to scenario plan. It requires a structure so you can unpack stuff carefully, and that's what we did today. That's what I tried to demonstrate today, okay? This is not going to be available outside of leadership gigs. Okay, so this content is just for people inside leadership gigs, all right? Because you're leadership gigs members. So if you know someone who should be looking at this, invite them into leadership gigs as well. The links are all up there. That's it.
Yeah.
And the last thing that you should have got, I'm amazing. That's what you should have got out of this. She said, gee, Andrew, you're amazing.
If I hadn't have known that, I wouldn't have shown up for the call, would I?
Exactly. Hey, listen, Happy New Year. I got to go, but Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Mr. P.
Yep.
Thank you for all your support. I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's